What's up, Shenanigans? John here, and I am back today. I'm back today for a real quick review. I know you guys are always interested in cameras. What camera do you use? What camera do you use? The camera you're looking at is the Canon Rebel T5i. That is the workhorse for filming these talking head videos. It has a Rode shotgun mic on top. So what I want to talk to you about tonight is something that I've been wanting to do for a while. Since you're probably watching this, you're either A, really into our family vlogs, B, I don't know if there's a B. Is there a B? So if you're watching this, you probably have clicked on it because it has something to do with a vlogging camera. This is the review of the Canon G7X Mark II. I got this in September of 2016. And when you're a vlogger and you have what seems to look like a good picture image, people will always ask you, hey, what type of camera do you use? The Canon G7X Mark II. And if you've watched this channel, I've given you kind of my feelings of this camera over the last probably year and 4 months or so. Now this camera has been out for quite a while, so I'm sure you all have probably at least watched the review of some sort for this camera. It was a hot camera. Its predecessor was probably the standard in vlogging. I think this is probably, again, one of the standards in vlogging. When you go someplace, you see them everywhere, mostly because you have this flip screen right here that is extremely convenient when you're trying to frame up a shot. I'll go ahead and turn this on right now. So when you look at this camera, it's really bright right now. It has a very wide screen on it. You can definitely dial that in if you want. If I want to zoom in a little bit, I can zoom in a little bit. I love this camera. Now I've been vlogging with this camera for quite a while. Pretty much every single vlog that you've seen over the last 16 months has been on this camera. Sometimes it's on this camera, but mostly it's on this camera right here. Overall, I think this camera is really good. I think you can see by the image quality that you see day in and day out of this vlog, it does really well. It does really well in low light. It does much better than this Canon Rebel that I have in low light. Much, much better. It's got a lot of functions on it. It's got time lapse. Again, the flip up screen right there is just an amazing thing to be able to see. You see that right there? Well, I have a couple major complaints with this camera. Over time, and I'm not gonna be able to show this to you, but if you look, you're not gonna be able to see. See where this light in. Messing everything up. Oh, messed up the light. One of my major concerns with this camera is dust particles will get under the lens. It's like almost like other things are getting under it. I really don't know what the issue is, but it's building up underneath it so much that I've done a lot of research on it myself and seen people actually send the camera back and they've replaced the camera because of that. I think I might do that because it's getting to the point when I'm outside and light hits it, you can start to see speckles when I'm recording in the video. I don't like that. It's not a huge deal. I mean, I'm not a professional, so I'm not gonna freak out over it. It's not like I'm shooting commercials with this, but it is irritating that I paid $700 for a camera and it's having that effect. I think my biggest complaint with this camera, and if it was a cheaper camera, like if it was my old Handycam, I'd probably have less of an issue. But this camera was a workhorse. The image quality was good, the sound was good, and the focus was good. That brings me to my biggest complaint with this camera, and that is the autofocus. It's terrible. Sometimes I'll turn this camera on and it will not focus at all. I'll literally have to turn the camera off and turn it back on for it to actually gain focus. And I'm starting to wonder if the buildup of the dust and the things on the lens is not causing the camera to have issues with focus. I just can't believe a $700 camera, a camera of this quality, would have that much of an issue with focusing. And it's a huge problem because when I'm vlogging like this and I can see that it's not focusing in on me, that's irritating. It's extremely irritating. As you can tell, I'll be vlogging and I'll see that it's not in focus, then I have to start over again. You lose that spontaneity. If I have the camera turned around on one of my kids and they're doing something and I lose focus and I lose that shot again, it's gone forever. That's irritating. This is a $700 camera. I should not see that type of issue on this camera. I've heard other people complain that they've seen that same thing and they've actually sent the camera back. Matt3756 from his channel, he said he bought this camera, he didn't like it, he sent it back and exchanged it, and I don't remember what the camera is, but you can head over to his channel, ask him, he'll let you know. Vlogging with this camera now for 14 months, would I buy it again? Yes and no. That's not a great answer, but I would probably do a little bit more research into other cameras. I'm a Canon guy. All the cameras that I've owned that are big cameras have been Canon cameras. I've owned almost every single version of the Rebel. This camera was just an extension of me being a Canon person. I went with it. It was a lot of really good reviews. The predecessor obviously was the workhorse for vlogging, so I went with this. It's a good camera. The sound is good. It's got a lot of really good options, but the focus really irritates me, and that the dust gets under the lens. That really irritates me because, again, if this was a $200, $300 camera, okay. It's a $700 camera, and even right now you can get it on Amazon for, I think, like 679 bucks. That's what's going for right now. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's a pretty expensive camera. To me, again, it's not a $5,000 camera, but you know, to you and I, 700 bucks is a lot of money. This is my vlogging rig. This is what I go out daily. The really inconspicuous blaze orange that I use right here. I wish I would have got the black one, but they didn't have it, and I'm just really impatient, so I bought this one. So this is I use. So if you watch our vlog on a daily basis, this is the camera that I'm using, and if you watch our talking head videos, this is what the camera I'm using, the Canon Rebel T5i. The sound quality, and this isn't a review for the Canon Rebel T5i, but you have to get the shotgun mic to the top of it. The sound on this thing, terrible. Just terrible. Don't even try it. All right, guys, I actually did a review on this camera when I first bought it back in September. I will link to that video below so you can kind of see me do a walk through my house. This video wasn't to do that type of review. This video was just to talk about my feelings and my experience with this camera over the last year, 14, 16 months, or however long it's been. Overall, it's a great camera. I would definitely do a lot of research into other cameras before making the purchase, just because it is a lot of money, and the things that I've brought up right now are really irritating things, so I would definitely do your homework. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about my camera or any more detailed questions about my vlogging experience with it, please leave them below. I'm also going to leave the link below to my original review of the camera and the walkthrough of my house. That hasn't changed. The quality is phenomenal. It's just some issues with the camera itself. But please, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up, and thank you all. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Thank you all so much. Have a good week, and I will see you tomorrow.